Hello, friends. We have Kela Coach with us. She
Hi.
has extensive background as a professional fitness trainer, wellbeing at work. Hey,
Yes.
Kela.
Hey, how's it going?
It's nice. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here with us.
Yes.
Thanks for taking out the time.
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited.
Me too. Tell us about your background. Why this fertility and hormone puzzle?
Yeah, so all of this started out of my own personal struggles. I struggled with infertility for over 2 years. I had unexplained infertility. My husband and I tried, and we, like most couples, we got married. We thought it would be very easy to get pregnant. I was healthy, he was healthy. We were both eating right, and so we started trying, and nothing happened. And about 3 months in, we're like, okay, what's going on? So we went to our doctor. She ran a bunch of tests, told us we're both healthy, and told us, what I hear from a lot of doctors, we don't know what's wrong with you, just keep trying. So we did that for 3 more months, and then we went back, still nothing. So that's when we were put on some fertility drugs. So I did 3 rounds of Clomid. Now I know that that was terrible for my body, but then I was listening to my doctor, and we did that for 3 months and it still didn't work. And so at that point, we had been about 8 months in, and we went back to her, and she referred us to a fertility clinic. And at that clinic, they told us, your next step is to do some sort of fertility treatments, IUI. I knew IVF would be next, and I just didn't want to go down that road anymore. I'd heard horror stories. It's so expensive. Half the time it doesn't work. It's really bad for your hormones. And so I just said, wait a minute. I'd been a personal trainer for 10 years. I should know how to fix this. I should know, obviously there's something wrong in my body that's causing me not to become pregnant. And so I just got in the kitchen. I did a lot of research. I tried to see, okay, what foods are going to boost my fertility naturally? Like, what am I doing in my lifestyle that might be preventing me from getting pregnant? And so out of that research, I learned specific foods I needed to eat to boost my fertility. I learned I was working out way too much. I learned that I was surrounded by environmental toxins that I didn't realize just from like my beauty products and my cleaning products. And so I just did an overhaul on my life, my diet, my food, my lifestyle. And after about 6 months of that, I was able to get pregnant naturally. And so I got pregnant once. And so once I kind of figured out, okay, this is what works, then I was able to get pregnant again. So now I have 2 little babies. Well, they're not little babies anymore. They're 4 and 6. And after, struggling for 2 years, I was finally able to get pregnant naturally. And so this business that I started as a certified fertility and hormones coach was born out of my own personal struggles and the need that I saw, in the industry with, my doctor never said to me, you need to look at your diet. You need to look at your exercise program. You need to, there's things you can do naturally that will boost your fertility. Like, I was never told any of that. And so that's why I started this business, because I want to help other women not struggle the way that I did.
Right.
So yeah.
Thanks for doing that. Can you tell us what is this hormone puzzle method is?
Yeah. So the hormone puzzle is an acronym, and it's all the steps that I use to get myself pregnant naturally. And it's what I take my clients through. And puzzle stands for proper whole food nutrition, understanding supplements, zapping stress, Z's, love and encouragement, environment, and exercise. So those are all the pieces that we dive into. We look at like what you're currently doing and how we can make tweaks in those areas to balance your hormones and to boost your fertility naturally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about this puzzle system, like a little bit steps or something which we can use in our daily life a little bit?
Yeah. So the first one is whole food, proper nutrition. So I always have my clients look at their diet first. You want to be eating, you want to try to stay away from like the packaged foods and the heavy sugar foods and the fast food. And, so many people think that doesn't have an effect on things, but it is one of the key pieces in balancing your hormones. If you're eating a diet full of processed foods, lots of sugar, that is tanking your blood sugar. It's wreaking havoc on your hormones. It's not giving you what you need to make certain hormones. It's not giving you what you need to detox certain hormones. And it's just really affecting your fertility and your health in general. So that's where I always start, kind of clean up your diet and then look at adding certain foods that are going to boost fertility. So that would be like healthy fats or, certain foods that are meant to detox you, like onions and garlic and radishes and celery. So eating certain foods during certain times of your cycle will help to either make the hormones that you need during that phase or to detox the hormones during the last phase when you're trying to do that. So by eating this way, it balances out those hormones. So you have what you need to be able to have strong ovulation, to be able to have, balanced hormones, to be able to have a good period, a pleasant period that's working for you so that you can get pregnant. Your body can get pregnant. The other piece of that is when you're eating a diet that's full of processed food and sugar and things like that, it puts a lot of stress on your body. And stress is the second leading cause of ovulatory female issues. So eliminating processed foods and eliminating that stress will help your body to make the hormones that it needs, like estrogen and progesterone, and will keep your body from being under so much stress so that, again, it will boost your fertility and balance your hormones.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
What is the cycle syncing and how does it help with fertility and hormone?
Yeah, so cycle syncing is a functional medicine protocol that partners a woman's food, fitness, social life, and work with her monthly cycle. So like I was saying, during certain times of the month, so like when you're in your menstruation phase, your period phase, your hormones are pretty low. So you're eating foods that are meant to make the hormones that you need and to detox the hormones that you need. Then as you move through your cycle, it's putting in certain foods for certain areas of your cycle. Sometimes you need more antioxidants. Sometimes you need more probiotics for gut health. Sometimes you need those detox foods. So you're not recycling your hormones. You're pulling those back out. And then it's also partnering your exercise program. Sometimes when your hormones are low, you don't need to be doing that high intensity exercise because you're really working against what your natural body needs. You want to be doing more slow and gentle movements, kind of flowing with your body. But when your hormones are high, so when you go into follicular and ovulatory phases, those hormones are high. So that means you have a lot of energy. You need to do things where you're sweating a lot, your heart's pumping so that you're working with your body, using the energy that you have, and you're detoxing the hormones. So through your sweat, they're starting to come back out. So again, you're not recycling them through your body. The same goes for your work schedule. Certain times of the month, you can even intuitively feel this because certain times of the month, how you just feel like I'm killing it at work. Like I'm doing the presentations, I'm doing the webinars, I'm just like on fire. And then the next week you're doing the same thing, but it's so hard. You're like, why don't I have any energy? Why is this so difficult to do this presentation? And it's because you're working with your hormones. So cycle syncing is basically working with your body instead of against your body based on where you're at in your cycle.
Nice. So can you give us a little bit food system, like if you are starting your period, so what kind of food should we incorporate?
Yeah, so during your period, you want to be eating warming foods because this is a Chinese medicine. During your period, your body is pretty cool. So you want to be eating these warming foods to warm your body up, as well as you want to be getting your body warm so that your blood doesn't become stagnant. A lot of times if you're eating a lot of cold foods during your period, that blood becomes stagnant. It's not flowing properly, and it can cause some of the symptoms that we experience during PMS, like painful periods, bloating, fatigue, acne, all of these things. So that would be during your period, you'd be eating warming foods. And as your hormones start to rise and your body starts to warm up, you will be eating more cooling foods to kind of cool it down. So more salads, raw foods, things like that. And as you move through that phase and your hormones kind of go up and then they start to come back down, that's when you'll be eating the detox foods. So it's foods that are meant to naturally detox those hormones out of your body. So like I said, the beets or root vegetables or the celery, onion, garlic, radishes, all these foods that are meant to detox you and to pull those hormones back out of your body.
So what is the biggest challenge you see people face in the regards of nutrition, as we are talking about nutrition?
Yeah, I would say not eating the right foods, not eating the right quantity, and not eating at the right times. So all three of those things play a huge role in how your body feels, how your body looks, how it performs, how your fertility is boosted, how you feel on a daily basis. So really making sure, like I said, you're doing the proper nutrition, but then also the timing of your meals. I suggest always you want to eat breakfast within about an hour or so of waking. And then you want to eat about every 4 to 5 hours throughout the day. That gives your body enough time to process that food. It gives your body your blood sugar to level out. Your insulin's not going to spike. And then I suggest stopping eating around 7 to 8 p.m. at night and not eating again till 7 or 8 in the morning. So that'll give your body a good 12 hours of detox, of rest, of rejuvenation. And so you're not constantly pumping your body full of insulin, which is what happens when every time you eat, your body releases insulin. So just eating at those right times is going to help with that. And then eating the right foods, not eating the sugar and the processed foods and things like that I mentioned earlier.
How about time? Like you were saying, certain food are good in the morning and certain food are good in the night. So what kind of that stuff?
Well, it's not necessarily certain foods at certain times. I would pay attention to the cycle syncing, but it's that you want to be eating your biggest meal in the middle of the day, and then your smaller meals. Breakfast should be a little bit small. I always suggest doing a smoothie for breakfast, because I feel like you can get so much nutrition in a smoothie, and having all of those fruits and vegetables in a liquid form, it's easier for your body to digest that. Right. And then supper or dinner should be a smaller meal. It's called supper because it's a supplementation meal. That means it should be small, it should be balanced, but not your biggest meal of the day. And then just stop eating. I don't encourage snacking at night. I feel like so many people are in the habit of doing that, and it's terrible for your hormones and your body. You go to bed with a lot of food in your stomach, it's going to impede your sleep. It's going to impede the detox process. So a lot of things can happen. So I always suggest finish eating by 7 or 8 p.m. and then lay down that fork and don't eat again until 7 or 8 a.m. the next morning.
Right. Mm-hmm. So do you have anything like on exercise plan along with diet which can help us in the syncing process?
Yeah. So as I was saying earlier, as far as exercise, you really want to look at where your hormones are. So during your menstruation phase is when your hormones are lower. So you want to be doing more slow and gentle movements like yoga, walking, Tai Chi, things like that are less stressful on your body, but still get your body moving, but aren't as high intensity. As you move through the phases into follicular and ovulatory, that's when your hormones start to rise. So you can do those hard workouts, those HIIT workouts, those, cycle classes and boot camps and all that hardcore workout, because you're working with your hormones. You have the energy, you have the focus, and so that's a good time for that. Then as you move into luteal, you can start to go back into those more restorative movements. You can kind of use your energy as a guide. Some women find when they're going into their PMS week and their period week, they start to get less energy, they start to get less focus. So really listening to your body and doing what it needs during those times. And it's okay to do a lighter workout because you're actually benefiting your body. When you're pushing against your body and maybe you don't feel like exercising and you just do it anyway and you don't have the energy, then you're actually doing more harm than good, because your body sees that as stress. And so it starts to make all the stress hormones, the cortisol, the adrenaline, which is going to do the opposite of what you want. It's going to cause you to gain weight, not be able to lose weight, have all the period problems that we talked about. So you definitely want to listen to your body when it comes to exercise. You can move every day, but you don't have to do high intensity workouts every day.
Great advice. That's why you're wondering, why we are not losing weight.
Yeah. Yep.
So what are some of the biggest troublemakers you find when it comes to hormone imbalance?
Yeah, definitely sugar and processed foods. So eating a high diet in sugar and processed foods, it's going to affect your blood sugar. It's going to affect, your hormones. Like I said, your body sees that as stress. So sometimes when you're eating a diet that's high in sugar and processed food, your body's going to load up on those stress hormones. It's going to wreak havoc on your insulin and your blood sugar and all of those things. So just really trying to clean up your diet is the biggest thing that you can do for your hormones and for your health.
What are some tips you can provide for the listeners when it comes to balancing hormones and boosting fertility naturally?
Yes, so I would start with cycle syncing, which I mentioned earlier. Start to incorporate that into your life. And you can start slow by just adding a couple of foods into your daily diet. It doesn't have to be a huge overhaul overnight. Just slowly start to incorporate these foods and really listening to your body when it comes to exercise and managing your stress. The other big piece of that is looking at how toxic your environment is. I heard a really crazy statistic the other day that said our generation is exposed to more toxic chemicals in 1 month than our grandparents were in their entire lives. I mean, there's so many toxins from the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, everywhere. So just trying to limit your exposure to toxins by buying organic vegetables and fruits and buying organic meats and paying attention to how toxic your beauty products are, your cleaning products are, and making your own when you can, or buying clean products. I feel like now there's so many clean products available to us just at the general, supermarket. You can look for clean products. So just paying attention to that will help you with your hormones, will help you with your weight loss, and have you having a pleasant period and boosted fertility.
Nice to have you, Kela. Any last parting words you want to say?
Yeah, thank you so much. This has been really fun. And I just want to tell your audience that you can do this. You can reverse your infertility. You can balance your hormones. You just have to take that first step and start to implement some of these things that you've learned here today. It is in your hands. The power is in your hands and you can do it. Just start today, start slowly. And before you know it, you'll see these results.
So the power is in your hands.
Yes.
Take advantage and find Kela for more info. Thank you very much, Kela.
Yes, thank you so much. You too. Bye.
Bye.